Well, this would be all right.
So
Yeah, I'll just.
music in the background might add extra
Yeah.
ambiance to this, considering I'm a rapper.
Right.
Like, we got Deep Space Fiber here and country music.
Cool. So introduce yourself, tell people where we're at tonight and what you're up to.
Sivion,
So-
Deep Space 5. We are worshiping at the Love to Worship album release at the Legacy Church, Houston, Texas. H-Town, stand up.
And how'd you get involved with this project here?
My man Jimmy McDowell, that's the dude.
Yeah.
I call him the guy. And so when my son sees him, he's like, is that the guy? That's the guy. That's the guy. The guy that does stuff.
Nice. And what's the song that you've contributed to this album?
The song I contributed to the album was called You're My Only Hope.
Mm-hmm.
It had Joey Witham, it had Hillary Jane, and it had Governor B from the UK. So, and then of course yours truly.
Yeah.
So we just worshiped hard on it. This is how we do.
Cool. Well, I know one segment I do for Wado Radio, I like to ask people their first introduction to Christian hip hop. Do you have a story how you first heard Christians doing rap and what you thought of it and that sort of
First
thing?
introduction?
Yeah.
Well, first introduction, DC Talk, but I wasn't a fan really then. I don't know if I necessarily called that Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
But actually, my real first introduction to Christian hip hop was when I met Plato and Freddie Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, they weren't in Deep Space 5 yet. I think Plato was solo. They were trying to work on some phonetic composition stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I met them at a club, a regular hip hop spot. It's a funny thing is we were all in there listening to the music that was going on, and we were looking at each other like, does anybody else think this is awful? And I looked over at them, and they looked over. They caught kind of a glimpse of me and my brother Wushu, Fat Cats, and then we walked outside. We were like, "You thought this was whack too?" And so did I. And then we just got to talking. They were Christians, we were Christians, and they were talking about Christian rap. I'm like, I didn't even know such a genre existed. So that was kind of cool meeting them, because then they obviously helped usher us into that, which gave us an outlet for our positive music that had Christian undertones and helped us actually grow and feel more comfortable, speaking more about God in our music, which was awesome, what I needed at that time in my life. So
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you mentioned you're part of the Deep Space 5 crew, and some people may feel that they're not as evangelistic in their music, I guess, as some of the others. Did you ever feel that tension to be more evangelistic in your music, and or did you just represent your faith as it came out?
The funny thing is they always called me the more like the holy roller in the group or whatever. Like I was the holy hip hopper. That's if that made any sense at all. But
yeah.
Because I was the one that they snagged up from like the secular realm, so that was really weird. But no, the way I look at it with Deep Space 5, like the way we did it, I mean, we weren't necessarily worship by any stretch of the imagination, but we were, 10 people, 12 at one time, and then it kind of whittled down to 10, but 10 people, musicians, artists that love Jesus, love worshiping, but then we take all of that and then we just, instead of putting out worship music, we would just put out music that shows the perspective of what we see as God is molding and working in our lives. So it'll be a more like situational music with how God is working situations of our lives. So that's, I don't know if I've just coined a new phrase, situational music, but.
No, that makes sense to me, and we've even seen guys who recently have kind of been more on the evangelistic worship side, like Lecrae and Shel Baraka, that are now kind of moving in towards that mode. And I know you've been to some of their shows and seen them in Dallas. Yeah. So yeah. So
write that down, trademark it.
Yeah. So tell me about the butterfly. That seemed to always been kind of a theme in your music and your art and that sort of thing. Where does that how do you connect to the butterfly? It's not a real hip hop animal, I guess.
You know what, it isn't. Some would be like, why is this guy talking about butterfly? Like, for me, like, I'm all about nature. Now, let me clarify, I'm not like a tree hugger or any type of like, I don't go camping, but I love nature. Like, I walk out of my house in the morning, I look up, I see the sun, clouds, trees, birds, love all of it. So and I always go, wow, that's amazing what God's doing. All this stuff is living without our help. Like, if we died today and there was no more humans, the birds would still be like, what's up? So I just always, connected with that. And then like the butterfly is always so amazing because of, it starts as a worm, a caterpillar or whatever, and then cocoons up and it doesn't just like change colors or morph into like, I mean, it literally like becomes a whole different creature, which is ridiculously weird to me. Like only God could come up with something that creative. So, and then the colors of the wings and all the coolness of a butterfly is so much cooler than a caterpillar. So it's like, but the caterpillar knows that one day I'm gonna go become a butterfly, and it's like, but he's got to live as a caterpillar for a little while, and you know, and all the other bugs are messing with him like, you're stupid, you're just and he's like, watch, in a few, just give me a couple seasons, bro, and I'm about to show you some stuff. And then they come back and they're like, doo, 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 sucker, you can't even fly. What's up? You crawling on the ground again, you know? And they're just like, you know, it's just so cool. So I love butterflies for that very reason, that it's just awesome that they get to have that transformation, and then it's very similar to like your transformation in Christ. Like I'm a caterpillar right now. I'm trying to do butterfly things. I'm like looking up like, ooh, one day, man, I'm gonna take off and fly.
Yeah.
Not there yet, but God is like every day He's showing me. He's like leading me to the cocoon. He's like, look, it's over there. It's, you know, it's right around the corner. You just gotta keep working at it. You know, I got all these obstacles holding you back. You gotta keep fighting through them until you get there. So that's what's up.
Cool. And you're working on your next album, which is what, album number 4 or 5 solo?
Solo album 4. Official solo album 4.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe 3 if you don't count Butterfly Sessions EP. But that album, like I call it the album. It's 7 wonderful songs, whatever.
Yeah.
Just a short album. Call it official. But no, so it's like my 4th one. It's called Group Therapy. The reason why I have the name is because it's basically a compilation, not a compilation, it's a guest album. There's going to be a lot of people on this thing. It's like 30 people on this record. It's kind of amazing that I was able to coordinate and get that many people interested in my project, which is a blessing because God has had me travel all over and I've met lots of people and I got a whole bunch of homies, and you know, and that's amazing. So it's coming out on Elect Recordings. Right now, tentative release date would be in September. I mean, it has Deep Space Fivers on it. Obviously, that's my homies, my crew, family. But it also has Tunnel Rats. I've never really done anything with Tunnel Rats, so I got like Propaganda, Journey Big, Shamesworthy, Zane. I mean, I got a lot of Tunnel Rats on this thing, so that's pretty exciting. I got Serene Poems. I mean, there's a ton of people on this record, and they're all just bringing like top-notch rap flows.
Yeah.
I mean, like usually when you have this many rappers on a record, like somebody's gonna come off, you know, with like some throwaway verse, but everybody like brought it. I was like, wow, I'm honored.
Yeah. Cool. Well, last question. I know you're from Dallas. I've been asking people out here. There's a pretty good divide between In-N-Out and Five Guys. Which kind of burger are you?
In-N-Out and Five Guys. Okay.
Yeah.
First off, I've had both. Doing some touring in Cali, had In-N-Out. We now have In-N-Out in Dallas, which is like, I mean, the best thing since Walmart.
Yeah.
But I haven't had it in Dallas, so I don't know if it's even authentically legit. I mean, it may not be. But the people that meet just swear that it's legit California In-N-Out.
Yeah.
But, you know, In-N-Out, both of them are awful for you. Like, no upside.
I was about to say, you look healthy, like you haven't really had too many.
There's no upside from a health perspective.
Right.
But In-N-Out's probably healthier than Five Guys, because Five Guys is the greasiest burgers you'll ever have in your life. I mean, it's amazing, but when you get done with it, you kind of feel like it's going to take me a long time to work that off. So
yeah.
But yeah, Five Guys tastes better. It's more legit as far as like just a serious burger.
Yeah.
In-N-Out is like a really good McDonald's type of. I mean, it's way better than anything like that, but it's not like Five Guys.
Yeah. Cool. Well, where can people find you online?
Online, elect.com, Facebook, Twitter. Facebook is whatever, facebook.com/Sivion, and then Twitter is Sivion DS5, the number 5. One of these days I'll get on Instagram. My son's been trying to get me on there forever. We'll see. Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of other new things coming up that I'm so not privy to, so we'll see how that works.